Hello, fellow traders. 'Tis I, TheRumpledOne, coming to you on Wednesday, September the 4th. The year's 2024. Let's talk trading. What the market teaches, part 4. As always, these videos are for educational purposes only. Your results may differ from mine. And a friendly daily reminder, risk management, never lose more than you're willing to lose on any one single trade. That's something the market teaches you, that's for sure. Now, one of the things that the market teaches is that things change, and something that works may not work every time. And that's big. It doesn't work every time. Meaning sometimes you're going to take a loss, and that's why we talk about risk management. You know, these squiggly line trades, when you look at them, you know, from the hairy hindsight, they look so simple. You wait for the lines to cross over, you make the trade, and then you make money, right? But sometimes you might get the signal, such as right here, and then it does this, and then it does this. So you can see, let's see, this particular candle, if you got it at the open at say 31.17, you could have gotten out with 2 pips. Maybe if you didn't, and then you waited a little bit longer, and for some reason it hit a high of 20, so maybe you could have gotten, what, 3 pips? But if you didn't take that profit off the table, you could have wound up, hitting your stop loss. Because as you can see here, all of a sudden things changed and you got a short signal. And then once again, you get the short signal. You can see here, it have made some profit, but if you didn't take that profit quickly, you may have stopped out again. Because what we all want is this right here. We get that signal somewhere, let's see, crossed. We get that signal, and then here again, if you jumped in, you would have maybe experienced a little pain, but then all of a sudden, you want that big ride. That's what we all want, to some degree. But as you can see in this example, sometimes you win a little, sometimes you win a lot. But you have to take it. It's on one of those other screens, take the profit before the market takes it back. But if you go around the internet, how many people, talk about those 20, 30, 40, 50, 100 pip trades, and they show you that they can do this. Well, you can too, but don't expect it every time. What those traders don't tell you is how many times they hit stop losses. And so That's what happened. And it's not just on the squiggly line method that, I like to tease about. It can happen on any of the methods, with the flip-flop boxes, for example. If you don't take your money off the table when the market gives you the opportunity, the market might take it back. I mean, right here you had a nice little flip-flop box set up. You had opportunity to make a couple of pips. And you had another, if you took them, then you had another flip-flop to the south. Opportunity here, flip-flop to the north. And it's doing that little ranging thing that Walmart talks about, and that's what he's trading. I mean, here you had a flip-flop. Once again, a few pips, another flip-flop, and then back down. Here you had a flip-flop right at the daily low from 2 days ago. Price shot back up through that low. And this is on the M30. I mean, you can switch it to M1. And one of the things is that, the faster the time frame, 1 minute, things change quickly. They oscillate back and forth. You can see it here with the old TRO, dynamic support resistance indicator. And so you can see what's it doing. It's making higher highs. I'm sorry, higher lows, and it's also making higher highs. And the market is teaching you, yeah, it's doing that, but it's not going up in just a straight line. As Walmart likes to say, it's breathing. It goes up, takes a breath, goes up, takes a breath, goes up, takes a breath, goes up, right? Takes a breath. And so, that's what the market teaches you. Now, the thing is, you have to remember something. We're looking at charts. That's not the market. It's a representation of the market. And so, as you can see here, using the chart, you see prices was making higher lows. Then all of a sudden, right here, made a lower low, came back and made a higher high. And what's it doing now? It's it looks like it made a higher low, still higher, than all of a sudden lower. So maybe you see this right here, this indication, that might be saying, you know what, it's about over. This move is about over, but same thing happened here. But it's something that it's like, hey, heads up. Because, it did it here, but then all of a sudden, higher, 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 and then lower. And so you can see that might have been just an indication to go, let me not be greedy. Let me see what the market's telling me and trade accordingly. Maybe you exercise a little more caution. Maybe you take your profits quicker. Maybe you say, you know what? Let me wait, and maybe I can take advantage of the fact that it's pushing down lower. And so here, maybe you stop taking those flip-flops to the north, or if you do, maybe you get out really quickly, 1 or 2 pips. Then here, this flip-flop box would have had a short right here. Maybe you took that. Maybe you did something else. You say, hey, look, it came back through that. It broke through it, came back, tested it, failed to make a higher high. Maybe you jumped in right there. This is just, chart reading. market, you're just seeing what price is doing and trading accordingly. And once again, about profit, I mean, it made a lower low, and all of a sudden turned around and shot up, what? 3, maybe 4 pips. So depending on where you got in, maybe you got in here, you take your 4, 5 pip profit. Be happy. Do it again and again. So at the end of the day, maybe you have 20 pips, 30 pips, 50 pips, but not from one trade, maybe from 10 or 20. If you can remember back a few years ago, Walmart and we were taking 50 trades or so a day. But the market changed. I think he's only doing about 5 or 10 trades a day now. But he's still making the same money. He's he's changed up his lot size. He's changed up, how many pips he's looking to get. So he's pretty much going with what the market's telling him, or what the market has taught him. Because see, it's one thing about trading. It's a skill. Anybody can click the mouse, and anybody can sit here, watch my videos or other videos, or read books, listen to somebody else, and attempt to be profitable at trading. But the thing is, you got to let the market teach you. You have to learn from the market. And that only comes through doing. And I almost cringe when I see people or hear people talk about back testing and paper trading. It's because it's just, to me, it's just not real. If it works for them, fine. But the only reason I back test anything is to make sure, the code's working right, or I didn't miss something. But I don't back test it the way most people back test it, or look for what most people look for. It's just, did it miss a trade? Did it miss an entry? Did it miss an exit? And the thing about it is, most of what I do and what I've done is I look for the entries. I look for opportunities. I don't really look at the exits, because when I get a certain number of pips or a certain amount of money, that's my exit. I know that's the way Walmart does it. He really looks at the money. He doesn't really look at anything else unless he's made a little bit more money on that trade than what he was expecting. So maybe he jumped in and all of a sudden, boom, price moves so fast, he's up 5 pips. And maybe he looks left and he goes, this thing could go further. And so he'll protect, those first 2 pips to make sure he gets those. And then he'll maybe ride it out. Because if you're up 5 pips, the question is, do you want to say, but you were looking for 2, do you want to gamble away 3, which would have been, another trade and a half, or, profit from a trade and a half, to make another 2? Those are the things you have to weigh. Because as you can see right here, if you didn't exit out, you would have already given back 2 pips. So, fellow traders, before time runs out and I got to rush, let me know if you have any questions. Let me know if you learned something new, or if this is just, something you already knew. I'm curious. And always remember and never forget, it's not what you trade, it's how you trade it. So go out there and drain the banks. This is TheRumpledOne, over and out.